Shine with KENDELL LENICE. Real talk for real people. Let's shine together.
For shining with me first and foremost every week on Shine with KENDELL LENICE. I am a certified transformational life coach, speaker, author, as well as a certified financial coach. Each week I hope to elevate you, educate you, and entertain you with our various guests and various topics here on Shine with KENDELL LENICE. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to tell a friend. And now on to this week's show. Hey everybody, it is me, KENDELL LENICE. Thank you so much for tuning in to Shine with me. I don't want to say my name again, but KENDELL LENICE. I greatly appreciate your support. For those of you that are tuning in for the very first time, thank you so much. It means the world to me. Make sure you subscribe, because when you subscribe, and I build my following more and more, that's when I will get sponsorships. So hopefully you love what you hear today, and you can tell your friends and family about what I like to call a life podcast. It's all about educating, elevating, and entertaining. And to all my loyal listeners, thank you so much for continuing to support your girl and returning every Wednesday, listening to us live. The beautiful thing about podcasts is you can listen from anywhere at any time. You can get your phone, download the apps. If you have an Android, you can do Google Podcasts, which is free, the app, as well as Apple Podcasts for all your Apple devices, phones, iPads, all of that good stuff. Spreaker, Spotify, everywhere where podcasts are uploaded, you can check out Shine. But again, make sure you subscribe, listen, and share with your people and let them know about this podcast. All right. I'm excited about today's show, as all the shows. As you all know, I have amazing guests, and today is no different. But before I introduce my guests, I want to talk about the topic for a moment. So today's show is all about women who lift and the message of wholeness behind it. So getting to wholeness and healthiness and happiness, you can get there many different ways, in many different directions, detours, red lights, green lights. You're going to get there on your journey, whatever journey you're taking. So fitness can literally make you feel happier. It can make your skin glow, and it can help you sleep better at night. Scroll up and down social media and you'll see everybody trying to lose weight, tone up, be healthier, be more fit. Everybody is trying to do that because they want to look good and they want to feel good. We can all agree that everyone wants to look good and feel better, right? You know, regular exercise can even fight depression and anxiety. So why don't more of us exercise regularly? We will get into that with our guest and a whole lot more right after the life note. We will talk to Latoya Ladelle Robinson. So let's just go for our life note right now, and we'll be right back with our guests. All right, it's time for this week's life note. All right, so this week's life note is short and sweet. The body achieves what the mind believes. The body achieves what the mind believes. And I have a short one for you, another one, a two for today, for our life note. Soar today, stronger tomorrow. Those are our life notes for today. So as promised, our guest tonight is Latoya Ladelle Robinson, and I'm excited to talk to her about her lifting journey. Latoya Ladelle Robinson is a successful entrepreneur, fitness coach, and founder of Power of Purpose Ministries. She is also a devoted wife and mother of 3. Latoya finds true fulfillment and happiness in encouraging and empowering others to fulfill their purpose in living. She pushes women and men to reject the idea of perfection, which I love, and to embrace wholeness, which is a life filled with abundance. Wonderful. And I'm all for wholeness and really rejecting the idea of perfection. So without further ado, let's welcome Latoya Ladelle Robinson to Shine. Latoya, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I mean, this is going to be a powerful show because people look at the title and say, okay, women who lift, but there's so much more to that as we talked about it before the show. So I'm so excited to talk to you today about your new journey. First and foremost, how you doing? How you doing?
I am fabulous. I'm fabulous, and, I feel great. I mean, this is the best I've felt in over 2 decades, 20 years, and so I'm great. I'm at a great place, and I'm happy. I'm happy. I feel wonderful. I'm fulfilling my purpose. I'm just ecstatic.
Wow. So let's talk about that. So scrolling through social media, which I really don't. Well, on Facebook, I post a lot, but I don't scroll a lot. But when I did, and when I first opened up my phone, I guess some months ago, I saw you with these big old weights and you were lifting and you were talking about lifting. I was like, well, what? Well, what happened? Well, when did she start this? So, and I just thought it was so dope and amazing. How did all of this come about? Again, one day I looked and you were lifting and you were promoting lifting and you had these big old weights. I was like, well, what? When did this happen?
Yes.
How did this journey begin, Latoya?
Well, this journey, it was actually in motion for over probably before I met my husband. Not before, when I met him. So, I didn't know that he was preparing me for lifting. I had no idea. But he's lifted for probably 40 years of his life, maybe 30-something years of his life.
Wow.
And so he initially introduced me to lifting, and he was very, very dedicated. But, that wasn't me, I didn't grow up with someone telling me to work out, and I didn't know the benefits of lifting. So it took me at least probably, I'm going to say 2 years, 2 years to make a decision to start lifting.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you what happened to spark that. So all my life I had dealt with depression.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as a young girl growing up, and growing up in church, you didn't call it depression,
mm-hmm.
Because it was a negative stigma with dealing with depression. So you just knew that you got sad sometimes. When the seasons change, during certain times of the month, you'll get sad, and it's okay. Then I learned, hey, how do I deal with it? How do I deal with it? And so when I got a little older, I actually talked to a therapist about it, and she actually told me that I was dealing with depression.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the first time I actually, came to the realization that it's not just you being sad, you're battling with depression. And
so many other women and men alike.
Yes.
There are more people dealing with depression than not.
Yes. And because I thought it was, kind of negative and it indicated that you were weak, I never shared it. So I never shared it with anyone because I've always felt like, as the oldest of 2 other sisters, I had to be the strong one.
I know about that.
You have to be strong all the time, so you cannot let people know that you're dealing with this.
I know about that.
So,
being the strong one and the oldest one, and setting the example and making sure every T is crossed and every I is dotted, because you're leading by example. So I totally understand that. Yeah.
Yes. And so that was my life. That was my life. Like you said, making sure the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. And I was, I felt like I needed to be perfect.
Yeah, I know that well, too.
I felt like I needed to be perfect.
I get
and
it.
I wore so many hats. Yes.
Yeah.
And I wore so many hats, as a mom,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an entrepreneur, a manager of a law office. I wore so many hats. So I was trying to be perfect. I wore so many hats. So I had a lot of weight on my shoulders. Yeah, I had a lot of weight on my shoulders. And once I got married to...
Now you have a different kind of weight on your shoulders.
Yes. And don't forget
you
children.
flip that. Right. And now you actually have weight.
Don't forget that.
But what were
I
you
have
saying?
like 2 teenagers. And, they come, with their, stresses too. So
with their own issues.
From every angle.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So what made you finally go into the gym with your husband when you found out you were suffering from depression? And you talked to a therapist. Did they suggest lifting? And you said, okay, husband, I'm ready to do this. Okay.
No, actually, I found out I had episodes of depression when I was in college.
Okay.
That was like the first time that I stepped from out of my religious beliefs.
Gotcha.
And said, hey, I need help.
Yeah.
Like, I need help. Like, I need help coping with this.
Yeah.
And then that's what she told me. Hey, you're suffering from depression. But I never really acknowledged it.
Yeah.
Even though I knew, I never acknowledged it. But things change when you get married, because then you have somebody that's with you and they see the intricate, your personal.
Yeah.
So they get to see things that other
they
people
see the
don't
real
see.
and the raw. They see you uncut.
Yes. Yes. So I'm married, in the marriage, and my husband started to realize that, hey, she suffers from depression. And then he came to me and he talked to me about it, and I told him, yes, I do. I fight with it. But, when I get sad, I do this. When I feel it coming on me, I do this, I do that, or whatever. And so, but for some reason, 6 months ago, I think it was like around last year. For some reason, last year, for like 8 months, I could not shake it. I could not shake the depression, and normally it lasts for like 2 weeks, but it lingered for at least like a good 6 to 8 months. And I could not shake it.
You're talking to so many people out there. You're talking to so many people out there. I thank you for sharing this. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't shake it, but like I said before, I had to be the strong one. So I still went to work. I still dealt with the kids. I still, was that happy person, on the outside. But I was struggling so hard on the inside. I was just struggling, and I would come home. And sometimes when you're in the state of depression, you know it, but you don't really realize how deeply you're depressed.
Because it had become your friend. It had become your friend, your companion.
You're yes, and you're sleeping, longer hours than normal. And so what happened was my husband actually brought it to my attention. He was like, baby, I don't know what to do. And then one day he just came in the room and my husband is a manly man. So he's not a chump.
That's a good thing.
Yes. And so he came into the room and he started crying and he laid on top of me. He was like, what can I do? He was like, I prayed to God and I said to him, what can I do? What can I do to help you? Because if I could take it from you, I would. What can I do? And so needless to say, along with his help and some other things, like I was coming from out of the depression, and he and I had went on a trip. And when we went on the trip, we took pictures. And when we took the pictures, I could not recognize myself. Because at this point, I'm out of the depression, and then I can see, like, the fog is gone. Because, like, with me, if I'm in a depressed state, it's foggy. It's, like, really cloudy when it comes to, like, your creativity, your mind, your emotions. And so the fog had lifted, and we took a picture, and I looked at the picture, and I'm like, who is this woman?
What, had you gained weight?
So now, yes, that was the heaviest I've been in my life. So I was past the 200. And for me, that's not good because I am very short in stature.
Yeah.
So,
how tall are you, Latoya?
5'2".
Yeah, that's what. Okay.
5'2".
Yeah. And
Yeah,
at this
so
point,
like 5'2".
how old were you?
At this point, I'm 44.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm 44, and this is the heaviest I've been, and I look at myself, and I'm like, oh, my God. And it's funny because I didn't realize it until the smoke was cleared, and I looked, and I'm like, oh, my goodness. And so so I came home, and I said, this is it. I'm going to do something about it. And but it took first, before I said I'm going to do something about it, actually, I started dealing with my emotional issues.
Yeah, which is key.
And I think that's
key. Healing from the inside out.
Yes. And so that's what caused the smoke to, for things to become clear, is because for so many years I realized that I had experienced different traumas with family and rejection and so many things. And for so many years, I just put them in the closet. You know, I wouldn't really acknowledge them. I'll just put them away in the closet, you know, and then I'll say, okay, out of sight, out of mind. I'll suppress it, you know, won't deal with it. But then within that 8-month span that I was depressed, it was like everything fell from out the closet.
Yeah.
And then I had to learn how to face it.
It was time.
Yeah.
It was time to address.
It was time.
Yeah. Wow. So it's interesting when you look at photos and you think about how you were then, and everybody does look at photos and say, "Ooh, I don't like what I see," but a lot of people still don't do anything about it. But I'm glad that you said, you know what? I'm out of my fog. I got to think about, you know, what's going on the inside to try to fix that, and then I need to begin to work on this outside to be a better Latoya. So what else happened after that?
So I started a journey to wholeness, and the wholeness was, I said, you know what? It does not profit you to be spiritual, but then your emotions are off.
Come on, Latoya. That's right.
Emotionally unhealthy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't profit you to have your physical together, but then like your finances are off, you know?
Yes.
And so I started working on myself on 5 areas: spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially.
Wow, it sounds like sounds like the same thing. It's interesting, and I'm going to let you continue. I don't want to cut you off, but I just find it interesting because I not the book that I just released, but I have a workbook that I'm waiting to release, and it's called My Journey of Personal Peace. And it's the same type of things, just steps for people to get back to that personal peace, to get back to them in these different areas. I think it's so important, and I'm so I'm just so pleased, and it's so powerful that so many women after 40 and so many men after 40 are taking these types of journeys. As a life coach, I love it. You know, myself included, because just because I do what I do, as you know, I'm not perfect, and everybody still has their journey. So I love that you were doing that. So you said that you hit all of these target areas to wholeness.
So 5 target areas, that I started working on. So every single day that I'm on this earth, I do something to improve these areas.
Come on.
And so, you know, my spirituality, my emotional state, my mental state, my physical state, and my financial state. And so once I started hitting those areas, I started to empower myself. And then what happened was, by empowering myself, like my confidence began to increase. But then I also think that a lot of times we talk about purpose, and we're like, okay, everybody has a purpose. But God, a lot of times where He's trying to take us to, he doesn't want us to be broken.
Yes.
You know, if he's called you to go out and help other people, he'll let you experience the brokenness, so that you can have compassion, so that you can relate.
Yes.
He doesn't want you to stay there.
Yes, absolutely.
You know? And so now I feel like I'm not broken. I'm not bruised, but I'm working on my wholeness.
Yes. So when you think about wholeness, and everybody's talking about wholeness and healing and being emotionally better and mentally and physically better, when you think about the word wholeness, what does that mean to you?
Like I said, the 5 aspects, meaning, you know, that hey, it's not saying that you haven't gone through something. You know, it's saying that I've gone through it, but as a result of it, I'm stronger.
Right. So
as a result of it, I'm more resilient.
Yeah.
You know, that type of thing.
So when you're saying wholeness,
that's what I get out of wholeness.
Okay, so when you're saying your wholeness, because someone listening is still saying, okay, she said the 5 target areas, she's talking about wholeness, but what is that? Because I'm broken, and I wanted to reiterate that, because Latoya is talking about being broken as human beings. We're broken, and when she's saying wholeness, she's almost saying putting the pieces back together so she can heal. And in all of these areas, she's saying that she can't have one without the other. She can't be broke but physically fit. She can't be spiritual but emotionally damaged. She can't do this. So she's saying, almost like Humpty Dumpty, putting yourself back together.
Yes. And to me, it goes back to the scripture when they said, Jesus said that I came that you can have life and life more abundantly. And that life isn't just, because a lot of times we think that, oh, he's talking about going to heaven. But he wants us to have abundant life right here on earth.
Amen.
And so if you're supposed to have the abundant life on earth, he also addressed all of these issues in the Word. He addressed our spirituality. He addressed our emotions. He addressed our mental state, our physical state, and financial state. He already said that we're supposed to excel in those areas. But it's going to take us to do our part.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to take us to do our part. And so I've learned over this period is to do my part. So every day I'm working on me, and I love it. I mean, it's exhilarating, it's empowering, and I love it. And I'm like I said before, I am happy, and I feel free, and I feel empowered to go out there and to fulfill my purpose and what he has called me to do.
And I absolutely love that. So throughout this journey, that's what you've learned, and that's what you continue to learn. So all right, so let's get into the details, or like the younger ones say, let's talk about the deets. Let's get into the deets. So how many times do you lift? And when someone says lift, I lift, you're talking about weights. And this is for the people that don't understand. I want to make sure everybody understands. So how many times do you lift?
Yeah.
And how much weight do you lift? And what did you start with? And where are you now? I know that's a big question.
Okay. Oh, great. So I lift at least 2 to 3 times a week, and it's something called power lifting. And that's what I do. Everybody don't have to do it, but I do recommend, I highly recommend for every person, whether you are a woman or a man, to make sure that you get into doing resistance exercises. So I do recommend that. You don't have to power lift. I like power lifting.
What is power lifting?
Power lifting is lifting heavier weight.
Okay.
So say, for instance, it's lifting free weight. So, you have some people, they'll lift like the dumbbells, the smaller dumbbells, up to like 30 pounds. But for me, I'll do the free weights where you have the bar and then you have heavier weights. So, like, for instance, for my squats right now, I squat like 155.
Wow, Latoya.
Yeah.
So what did you start with? Did you ramp up to that, or did you?
Yes. So when my husband and I first started dating, that's why I said he was like helping me out, and I didn't even realize it. When we first started dating, he would come over to my house, and we started by walking. It's like, hey, let's go on the walk. And we went on the walk. And then he said, hey, let me bring your weight ball over. And then we would like pass the weight ball together. And I did not know that he was preparing me to utilize the bar, because the bar is 45 pounds.
Wow.
The the bar itself is 45 pounds. So he would give me the weight ball. We would do that together. And then he said, "Oh, can I bring some dumbbells over your house?" I'm like, "Sure, bring them."
Wow.
not knowing he's preparing me the whole time because he always said that
he's smooth with
his
it.
greatest yes, and he always told me that one of his greatest fears is to find someone he loves and they wind up dying due to like heart disease or stroke or whatever because they're not working out. And I was not working out. And so I guess he saw that. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna fix this." And so then like he brought over the dumbbells, and then we started doing the dumbbells. And then next thing you know, I was at the point where I could go in to the gym, and we started working with the bar. But I wasn't consistent with it. But he worked me up to it. And then from there, then we started applying other weights.
Wow. And how long has it been? About 8 months?
Well, for me being consistent in it is I've been consistent for 6 months.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I've been consistent for 6 months. I was when I first became consistent, I was at a size 12, 14, and now I'm at a size 8.
Wow. And so lifting, and I know we talked about this prior to coming live on the air, but you were saying that, and I had another trainer tell me this as well, so I really think it's important for you to let the listeners know about the difference between cardio and lifting and how long it remains and what we were talking about. Can you explain that to everyone?
Sure. Cardio is great because I do cardio at least 2 times a week. So cardio is great. The benefits from lifting and cardio are different. So with cardio, say for instance, you're on a treadmill for 30 minutes. During that 30 minutes, right there, you're burning your fat for that 30 minutes. Whereas with lifting, you go in, you lift heavy, and then you rest. So a lot of people think, hey, I'm lifting, every day. No, you're not supposed to do that. You lift and then you rest.
You have to give your muscles.
While you're resting, your body is repairing itself, and you are burning fat, and you're losing weight, and you're building muscle. So you're sitting at your desk, you're burning fat. You're asleep, you're burning fat.
Because of the residue. I don't want to say residue, but lack of better words. Because of what you've done maybe a day ago or 2 days ago, the muscles are still working and they're repairing themselves, and you're still burning fat just by the work that you did a day or 2 prior.
Exactly. And another thing, like lifting has so many benefits, and I think, especially this is one of the reasons why I actually started coming forward as far as lifting, because I could have, stayed behind closed doors and did my lifting with my husband. But I did it because I had someone to motivate me. I had someone to push me, and then I had someone to educate me. A lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to say to like my fellow sisters, okay, hey, don't believe the myth. Don't believe the myth, because there's a myth out there that if you lift, you start looking like a man.
That's what my daughter always says. I wouldn't want to lift because I wouldn't want to be muscular to the point where I'm looking and I'm built like a man. That's exactly right. A lot of women I hear say that. Yeah.
And so they have like this myth out here if you lift. But when I go, first of all, that's not true, because we don't have enough, as women, we don't have enough testosterone for us to bulk up like that. When you see women bulking up like that, that's because that's their choice. They're taking supplements.
Yeah.
And so that's their choice. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Some women, that's what they want.
Yeah.
But no, when you lift, it does not bulk you up. In fact, it does the opposite. It leans you.
Yeah.
So what happens is when you lift, it basically burns the fat. Like the muscle actually burns the fat, and you're leaning up your muscles. So, like for instance, when I go to do lifting, a lot of times when I'm in a gym with my husband and a whole bunch of men, and then I'll see some women, and the women that I do see happen to be Caucasian women.
Yeah.
And they are very slim. When I say slim, some of them are like 119 pounds. They look like 125 pounds, but they're doing deadlifts at 300, 295,
wow.
275.
Wow. So they're small, but they're
they
strong.
Yes. They are very slender. They're very strong, but they're really petite and they're really, really small.
Yeah.
And so that is just a myth, and I think a lot of times, really, and I just want to be candid, a lot of times in the African-American community, we go off of myths, but when you look outside of our community, you'll see people actually benefiting from, actually doing it. So
Absolutely.
when I'm at the gym, I see a lot of Caucasian women, and I'm like, I want my African-American sisters to do this.
Right. And it's so funny because I took a health class many years ago, and it was a Caucasian teacher, a female, and she was big on lifting. And she was talking about the importance of lifting and resistance and all of that, saying that you must, like it's critical that you do that for your body.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just want to quickly go over 15 benefits of lifting for women, for those of you that are listening and you're consider lifting because Latoya has inspired you that much. So I'm going to run through these quickly. So it helps you burn more fat and calories. It tones your body. It decreases risk of muscle loss. It reduces risk of injury. It boosts metabolism. Reduces the risk of diabetes. It helps protect the heart. It corrects bad posture. It improves muscle strength and power. It's an effective energy booster. It helps get curves, as you've seen Latoya's if you're on her Facebook page. It increases flexibility. It enhances sports fitness. Relieves stress, and it improves the quality of sleep. Those are 15 benefits of lifting for women.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that those are so important. And when I look at your body, Latoya, and what you've done, because you're on there, let's talk about some of the challenges that you have. And you said you want to encourage other women, other African-American women to lift. And just by you doing it and really being dedicated to getting the word out there and showing your body and showing what you're lifting, you are encouraging people. So you're definitely on the right track. Is that why you started the challenges, to get women going?
Yes, I started the challenge because I knew that everybody, like, for instance, a couple of girlfriends, they had called me up, right? They're my age. These are girlfriends that I love dearly. We're extremely close. And they came to me and they said, Latoya, oh my goodness, we found this man in L.A., this doctor in L.A., this facility where we're going to go and we're going to get a tummy tuck and we're going to get, our whole midsection and our back done. It's only $5,000. You should come as well. And so I said, oh, my God, that sounds really great. And so I talked to my husband about that, and he said, give me 1 year. He said, give me 1 year, and if I don't get your body where you want it to be, then I will pay for everything. I won't pay for half. I will pay for everything. But just give me 1 year. He said, in 1 year, I'll have you looking better than that, and then you'll be healthy. Give me 1 year. And so he said he'll pay for everything. So I said, okay. And so that was another, motivating factor for me to do. And I kid you not, I started working out and I started seeing results in 2 weeks.
Wow. So, okay, you're getting me pumped. You're getting me pumped up. So we're going to talk about, so in 2 weeks, what were you doing and how often were you doing it to see those results?
Okay. So, we rotate. So I'll do bench presses, squats, deadlifts, overhead press, cleans and squats, cleans and press, but I'll do, we rotate them. So say, for instance, if one day I'm doing bench press, then I'll rest. And then we'll come back and I'll do squats, and then I'll rest. And so from me doing that, like I said, within 2 weeks, I started seeing results. Like in 2 weeks, my stomach, because my stomach used to be humongous. in 2 weeks, I started to see my stomach. Like, it was a big decrease in how far my stomach was protruding out. And I was like, oh, my goodness. And then I started seeing my arms, because my arms were really big, too. My arms had gotten, like, really fat. That I was, like, looking like a linebacker at the time, whatever. And so, and then I started to see my arms like this. It was like, literally, the weight seemed like it just melted off.
But were you doing this every day? Different?
No.
So you were doing it still the 2 days a week. So that's all you were doing for how long? How long a session?
We only stay in, the max is 45 minutes.
Now, are you listening? Now, wait a minute. So
45 minutes.
Wow. So are you hearing, Latoya? So everybody listening and everybody that's trying to lose weight, and you're trying to do these quick fix and these detox teas and these waist trainers, and you're trying to do all of these gimmicky things to lose the weight. Latoya is telling you that 45 minutes for 2 days in 2 weeks, she saw results. As we're doing this show, that kettlebell that's over there, I'm about to pick it up as we're doing the show, because you truly inspired me to do that, because I'm 48. There are a lot of things that have changed. I had a major surgery that I was recovering from. I couldn't work out. I can now, and I really want to tone up, because I have a muscular body. I was an athlete for many years, but as I got older and I didn't really work out as much, I didn't do, as far as eating, yes, but as far as working out and moving, it's not been consistent enough for me, because I want to see changes in my body. So you really encourage me, and you really are doing what you're set out to do. What else would you tell someone that wants to do it but doesn't have the motivation? If they're not motivated by that 2 weeks, what would you tell them to encourage them to start lifting?
You talking about the process, or like, what's your question?
Just to motivate someone who's complaining right now about their body and they're not sure if they want to list.
Well, what I would tell you is, if you don't do anything, then that's doing something. When I say when you don't do anything, you're going to look up like a year from now, and the weight is going to pile on, and you may have some medical issues, because like with me, because I wore so many hats, my blood pressure was really high.
Wow.
And from lifting, like I go to the doctor, and they're like, oh my goodness, you're like a 20, like you're in your 20s. It's like your body is in your 20s. Wow. So like lifting actually helped me to repair what was damaged in my body.
Wow.
And then, so it wasn't just losing weight for me, but it actually helped me as far as my internal health.
Wow, and that's most important.
Also, as far as stress is concerned, I'm not stressed anymore. I used to be stressed all the time and worrying. I'm not stressed anymore. And since I've been lifting, I have not had a depression episode.
Wow, Latoya. Wow. Now, listeners, if this is not encouraging you, if this is not inspiring you and motivating you, then you're not listening, because she's really saying that Latoya's talking about wholeness and reaching all of the targets. She's telling you that her health, internal health, is better. Her mental health is better. Her body is better. She's losing weight. She's fixing the areas that she needed to fix. She's happier. She's more motivated. So when she's motivated, she can work more. She can work on her businesses because she's not feeling those bouts of depression. She's saying that lifting is doing this for her. So if you are struggling in any area, I know I'm going to listen. I'm definitely going to listen to what she's talking about, and hopefully you all too. So if they don't have a gym membership, should they look at your challenges? What should they do? Should they go online? What should they do? What is the first thing they should do to get started?
The first thing that you need to do is just start moving. Just when I say start moving, like they have something called a tape called Walk Away to Pounds with resistant exercises in it, where you can walk like 1 to 4 miles and utilize the resistance bands. Start there, but you have to start somewhere. Like, for instance, I told you that my husband and I, we started with me walking around the track. You know, so you've got to start moving. You've got to start moving because you have to get out of that bad habit of not moving. You know, just sitting around, or like, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. And I wanted to actually go back to when you were talking about losing muscle. So it's a fact that 50% by the time we reach the age 70, we lose 50% of our muscle, right? And at age 30, that's when we start to lose our bone density. So with lifting, you're building your muscles and you're also building your bone density. So if you choose not to do anything, then your body is automatically going to lose some essential things for you that you need. You're going to lose your muscle, you're going to lose bone density. So that right there is a motivating factor that, hey, I got to get up and I got to start doing something. And so you just get up and you start doing something. Then what I would recommend after you start, like, moving around, because I would not recommend for a person to just get up and start lifting, because I would not want you to hurt yourself, pull something, you know, and have to be in the hospital. But you take it slow. You start moving first. And then after you start moving, you know, start with the dumbbells, or get with somebody who knows how to take you from plan A to plan Z.
Absolutely. We got about 3 minutes left. And I just want, this time goes fast, especially when we have an entertaining topic, as we always do on Shine. But Latoya, I'm very proud of you for really taking that step. And you're a prime example. If you don't like it, fix it. And, you know, and I always say it's never too late to remix your life. That's my saying, and I stand firmly by it. And Latoya is a prime example. How many of us have looked at pictures and said, "Ooh, we didn't even recognize ourselves," or walk past the mirror and say, or go in the shower in the dark? You know, we don't have to ignore this. Like, we can do something about it. And Latoya is a prime example. Latoya, I want to say thank you so much for being an inspiration and being a guest tonight on Shine. I know you inspired me. As I inspire other people, you've inspired me. And I want to say thank you on behalf of everybody.
You're welcome. And thank you for having me on. I was really honored when you asked me, so I really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely, because I'm watching you and I'm seeing the comments under your post and I'm seeing what you're trying to do. And a lot of people won't share what they're doing. They'll just be on the gram or Facebook looking good, and no one knows how you got there. So I like that you're showing the steps to get that. So Latoya, continue.
Can I say one
absolutely,
other thing
absolutely.
You know, when I was coming up, because, you know, I was raised in church a lot, and so there were some really wonderful people, like older people, who poured into my life. And they said to me, one wanted to do an album and one wanted to write a book. And they were just beautiful women, beautiful women. And these women, one died because she had heart disease. She had a heart attack. And the other one had sugar diabetes, so she had like a couple of limbs taken off, and then she wound up passing out. And I said to myself, this does not have to be.
Yes.
This does not have to be.
Yes.
And so that's another reason why I'm motivated, because it doesn't have to be like, I don't want to, it's not up to me, but I don't want to see like my fellow sisters, going that route.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially when we have the power and we have the resources to empower ourselves, to build ourselves.
Absolutely. And, we got about 5 seconds left. We got about 5 seconds left. But I thank you so much, Latoya. And if for more information, real quick, tell them your Facebook page.
It's Latoya Ladelle.
Absolutely. And it'll be in the description of this episode. But thank you so much for tuning in to Shine. Latoya, I love you. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. You are a star, everyone. So don't allow anyone to dim your shine. God bless. Until next time. Peace.
Shine with KENDELL LENICE. Real talk for real.